do practice some trial law. It's a civil litigation family law.
Don't sit next to that guy, because he's not keen on this. Okay, this is Vipin Verma, and what kind of name is that? Because it's not familiar to me.
It's Indian origin.
I love that.
Thank you.
Isn't that wonderful? He's from Daytona, right?
Yes. I'll just give you a brief
okay.
Well, first of all, I just want to apologize to everyone. You know, a client called me. I was getting out of my office. I was getting to drive over here. A client called me with an emergency, so I had to take care of him. It took 30 minutes, and then a little traffic on I-95. So I apologize for getting here a little bit late. Let me just give you a brief introduction. My name is Vipin Verma. I'm an attorney. I have my own law practice in Daytona Beach, Florida. I went to the University of Florida for undergrad and Florida State Law School. So I think we're talking about the Disabilities Act. That was the question that I briefly heard when I walked in. So here's what I'll say about it. We definitely need to have public access, especially public access in public buildings. And then you have the really big hotel chains, the really big corporations. I think you can make the mandates and make it accommodating for them because they can easily implement them. But then there's a different problem with the small business owners. My parents are small business owners. I know a lot of hotel owners, Daytona Beach, you know, as a lot of you do as well, with St. Augustine. You have historical sites, you have older hotels, and a lot of them are small business owners. If they put in a new mandate, just like he was talking about the pool mandate from Mr. Costello, and I know a lot of business owners who personally complain to me, they're saying it's going to cost them $20,000, $30,000, then they just don't have it in this recession. And if they're going to operate a pool in their hotel and drive in customers to Daytona Beach and as well in St. Augustine, they said either we have to have a pool and we have this requirements met in place, or we have to shut down our pool and potentially lose a lot of customers. So I definitely understand where a lot of the small business community is coming from. And I have heard of lawyers actually doing this, paying clients to go into hotels and motels, especially the small businesses, not the major chains. They go to the small businesses and they go to their hotels and they tell them, no, you're not compliant. And they tell them, you know, we have this room which is close to being compliant and we can accommodate you. They said, no, I'm not interested in the room. And the very next day they get settled with a lawsuit. So, and then they're hoping, and the trial lawyers are hoping, that this is abuse that's going on in the trial lawyer community, and I'll speak out against it. They go in, and the very next day they sue them, and they're hoping the small business owner doesn't have an attorney, and they will settle for $5,000, $10,000, or their insurance company will settle. And that's the abuse that's been going on. So if the federal government wants to come down and tell them that we need to have these mandates in place, either provide the funding, provide tax credits to the small business owners so they can properly implement it. And I think a lot of the business communities on their own, they do their very best to accommodate. And especially the bigger corporations, the chains, they've been pretty good with the compliance. So if you're going to do the mandate, properly funded, and try to give an exemption to the small business community because they're really struggling in this economy.